What is up, YouTube? It is the Ville Outdoors here. Today is August 11th of 2020 and I am here at the Pickering Creek. Now this is actually the first time I've been to this creek since the big storms passed through, the remnants of Hurricane Isaias, however you want to say it. That passed through last Tuesday, and if you can see in front of me this big metal pipe right out here, that pipe was in the water coming straight out towards me. Now that pipe has been lifted all the way out of the water and it's now hoisted up on those rocks over there. So that is absolutely insane. That takes an extreme amount of water to move something like that, especially something that's been there for years like that pipe has. Ever since I started coming to this spot, that pipe was like the signature. You always knew that that pipe was going to be there and it was going to have some fish around it. But that pipe is now out of the water. Now, another interesting thing, I don't know if you can see it from down there, but right under the bridge, there's actually a tree wedged under the bridge with the roots in there. That might actually be two trees that fell. One coming in from the right bank and one that's just in the middle of the creek, just kind of wedged there. So, be interesting to see how this creek changes as we walk up the trail. Probably gonna have to deal with a few obstacles on the trail, like down trees, stuff like that. But I am seeing some fish. I'm seeing some smallmouth bass and a couple sunfish, so that's good. I'm gonna start off with this little crayfish jig. This is actually a Leland Lures trout slayer. I believe it's in watermelon green color. So, got this on my Ugly Stik GX2 Daiwa Ninja 2000 LT, and we're gonna try and catch as many fish as we can and also as many species as we can, because as you guys probably know by now, we are multi-species anglers, and the trout slayer just got attacked on the first cast, so that's good. Maybe later in the day we're going to try some micro fishing at a little offshoot of this creek and see if we can get any micro species in our species count today. But like I said, we're going to start off with this crayfish jig and get things rolling. Alright guys, we got our first fish of the day coming up. And that is a green sunfish. The goal of the crayfish lure was to try and catch some smallmouth bass, since the main forage in here for the smallmouth bass is small insects and crayfish. But that is a cool looking green sunfish. I like the nice orange on the fins there. Pretty cool. Alright, let's go ahead and let Mr. Green Sunfish go. There he goes. He came right off the edge of that pipe there. Those green sunfish are very structure oriented. They like hanging tight to that kind of stuff. Let's see if we can get some more. Oh, just had another bite. That's a better fish. Maybe. What do we got here? This might be a hybrid. Oh yeah, nice hybrid between, I think that's a green sunfish and a bluegill hybrid. Pretty cool looking fish. Let's go take a shot at him and then let's let him go. Alright, let's unhook Mr. Hybrid here. Pretty looking fish. Let's go ahead and let him go. Guys, I just pulled my third fish on 3 casts from that hole, and looks like we got another hybrid. That one actually got latched on by something or bit pretty bad. It's pretty cool. That might have some pumpkin seed and green sunfish, it looks like. Pretty interesting hybrids we're getting today. Alright, let's go ahead and let our little hybrid go. Got another fish coming up here. This might be another species for the day. Yep. Second species of the day, little redbreast sunfish. That's a tiny guy. We didn't count those hybrids as species just because they were crossed between 2 species. They weren't one pure fish. So, this is our second species of the day, little redbreast sunfish. Guys, we got another species for the day. Nice little Little largemouth bass. This is a little dingster, but that is a largemouth bass right there. Cool looking fish. This is pretty interesting here. The hurricane actually left us a dock to fish off of. That was generous. And this whole bank over here, this was never really here. It was here, but it was covered with trees. Now it's like all cleared out. All right here. There used to be a little creek or runoff that came down this way, and it's just all filled in with sediment now. So that is interesting to see for sure. Alright guys, time to let our little pumpkin seed back. Just gonna give them a little plop. Don't really have a good release point. I don't want to get too close to the rocks because I don't want to scare any fish that could be down there that we haven't caught yet today. I see some green sunfish down there and I don't really want to fish around them, but I'll give it one more drop and then we're going to move spots. Guys, we're hooked up to our first small jaw of the day and there's two more following it. Pretty cool. It's not a bad one. Fought pretty good. There he is. Nice little small jaw. Alright. There's our smallmouth bass. And there he goes. Alright guys. I pretty much fished all the main creek I could. And came up with only 4 species on the day, but we're not done yet because we are going to go microfish over in a tributary of this creek and use the old Tanago hooks to try and get some micros, maybe even a new species if the tessellated darter shows its face. So that's the plan, and I'll see you guys when I get there. Alright guys, it took us a while, but we're finally rigged up and set to microfish. I got a split shot about a couple inches above a very, very, very tiny piece of night crawler on the Tanago hook. And we're just going to drop her in and see what it comes up with. Alright guys, first species on the Tanago hook. It's a little pumpkin seed. I'm gonna have a bit of trouble getting that hook out, but beautiful pumpkin seed. That is our 5th species of the day, and a welcome one for sure. Guys, I'm messing with a school of creek chubs right now to get another species for the day, but they're being very annoying. They don't seem to want the hook, and this is not a creek chub. What do we got here? I believe that is a spot tail shiner. An interesting looking one for sure. There's our spot tail shiner. Oh, and he went back. Well guys, there's our 7th species of the day. A little tiny bluegill. Very tiny. Go ahead and let him go. Our 8th species of the day, an eastern blacknose dace, and that's probably the smallest fish I ever hooked on hook and line. That is absolutely insane. Guys, this hole right in front of me, the one with the trash can on top of it that's been swept in from storms, that hole is going to be the last one I hit today. We'll see if we can get one more species out of here, or just one more fish in general, and then we're going to call it a day. He just take my bait. He did, son of a gun. Alright guys, I guess it's called a spot tail shiner that I'm not sure is a spot tail shiner. I'm just going to dig in and research later, but I'm going to catch one more fish out of this hole And then it's gonna be lunchtime for me. So let's see what we can end on here. Make it something good. New species. Oh, what do we got? Wow. Not sure what that was, but that was the tiniest shiner I ever caught. If that was something new, I'd generally be mad because it just slipped off the hook. I don't even think I have any bait on there. Nope. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today. We ended the day with about 8 species, I believe. We got green sunfish, redbreast sunfish, bluegill, pumpkin seed. We got largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, eastern blacknose bass, and spot tail shiner. So that's 8 species. Those weren't in order, but good day all in all. If you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Ville Outdoors.